Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning, Jan. Let's see here. Good morning. Let's see here. Good morning, Susan. Let's see. Good morning, Dan. I'm glad everything went well with surgery, Dan. That's wonderful. Let's see here. Good morning, Shauna. Oh, great to see all you guys here today. Pepper put up a question of the day, which is what went well this week. And well, I'm sure that we could all focus on some of the good stuff that did go well this week for us. Susan says everything went well this week. I can't think of one thing that went wrong. Boy, do I love that. That is wonderful. Let's see here. Dan says recovery from medical procedure went well. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Dan. Let's see here. Jan says, good morning from my snuggly little nest. Everything went well this week. I got to have a sleepover with a friend, went to Top Golf for my first time. Ready for a fantastic weekend. That's great. Let's see here. Shauna says, sweet Lord, it's Friday. It is indeed Friday there, Shauna. Let's see. All right. And it's Susan's lucky day, too. Friday the 13th. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, my week went very well also. I was able to do all kinds of really cool stuff, but I think the big thing that I was able to do was to get a basically to get the new AI product that I am in the process of launching. I definitely get that a bit more specced out, which has been a lot of fun, and just really kind of come to an understanding of what all the subsystems are that we are using to execute that product. So that's awesome news, and so that's good stuff. Had a definitely feeling better today than I was at the beginning of the week, which is good, and had a wonderful time with Pepper last night. We went out into Dahlonega, looked at the Christmas lights. It was a lot of fun. Had a wonderful date. Anyways, so it's been a good week for me. I'm glad it's been a good week for you guys as well. It being Friday, we're going to pull a card off the deck, the very last one that Pepper has prepared for this week. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do this, we are refocusing ourselves on the things that are important. And ultimately, we are changing up the substance and the character of our lives. So let's have some fun. Let's pull the final card in the deck and say that today I am. Eventually, it will load. Come on there, card. I believe in you. You can do it. Goodness, man. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Hide, show. There we go. I am empowering. I am empowering. My influence uplifts and inspires. So I am empowering. My influence uplifts and inspires. Are you empowering? You are empowering. Your influence uplifts and inspires. All right, so I'm going to write that in the comments. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I am empowering. My influence uplifts. And inspires. There we go. I am empowering. You are empowering as well. And as we live in accordance with principles rather than in a reactive way, we empower others to do the same thing. And when I really come to think about it, my life is built on principles more so than reactions. I used to react to whatever was happening to me, and I would do whatever it was that I thought would be the best, short-term thing for me, no matter what was going on. But in the end, the fact is that I was able to transition to living a more of a values based life, and as I decided what values were most important to me, it's allowed me to it's allowed me to make different choices and have different results. And so I am empowering. My influence uplifts and inspires, and I've had a lot of people tell me that in the past, that some of something that I said, some offhand comment that I made, some way that I handled life, um, you know that that was inspiring to them, or that helped them to ultimately do their life better. And so I am empowering. Now, being empowering is not necessarily always about it's not always about standing in our own power. Being empowering is about inspiring other people to stand in theirs. And so as we live our lives according to principles, it gives us this incredible leg up, because it basically it permits us to have a more cohesive idea of what we're doing as we go through our life. So we do influence people no matter what, whether we think that we're influencing them or not, just by living our lives. In fact, a lot of the people around me have no idea, but that they are on my board of directors, that I just I observe the way that they live their life. I observe the results that they've gotten with their life, and then I just kind of like ruthlessly copy because I'm like, wow, this person has got it figured out, and I'm going to do things the way that I'm going to do things the way that they said, basically the way that they have done things. So as we live our lives and are really step into our own power, it inspires other people to do the same thing. And as the people around us are inspired to do the same thing, and they start living their lives in a less reactive way, then all of us get to live better lives, because all of us are then living according to more of a plan, not so much a plan of action, but a plan of a long range goal, a long range plan about how it is that we are going to ultimately live. I'm so sorry, Tony, to hear about your mom. I'm so sorry to hear that it hasn't been a great week for you. I'm glad that hospice has taken care of your mom's pain, and I'm really glad I'm glad that in the year 2024 that we have that ability. I know that when my dad went into hospice care, that it was something where he finally was able to get some rest, and when he finally did pass, that the passing itself was a very peaceful thing for him. And I sincerely hope that that as your mother takes that journey, that her passing is also a very peaceful thing also. And so yeah, so I am empowering today, and right now I am empowering you to have that peace as much as you can, and to look on that bright side of what is not a particularly bright thing. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through this, and I've gone through this myself with my dad, and like, I know that it hurts, and so I can know that, and I know that a lot of people around here have also had that same exact experience, and yeah, like, I just wanted to tell you that, like, we love you, we're praying for you, we care about you, and all of us, our influence here is able to, just us being there for you, and just us caring about you, just us knowing you, and therefore caring about you and caring about your mother, is something that is something that we do as a collective. And so I just want to remind everybody that we do uplift and inspire other people simply by being there, and that our presence can be an empowering thing, and that's just the fact that we care can be a powerful thing and an empowering thing. So let's go through the cards for the week, and let's just take a look and see what kind of message that has kind of come through this throughout this week. So we started off our week by saying that we are patient, that we act when the time is right. And so it's so easy for us to think that we aren't as far as we need to be in life. And I get in this trap all the time. I think that I haven't done enough. I haven't worked hard enough. I haven't, I haven't made the right choices. I've allowed opportunity to pass me by. And yet, when I look at my life objectively, yeah, I'm doing all right, and I am very much enjoying the choices that I've made, and I feel like, my, like I said, I'm living according to principles, and when I look back at the most recent decisions that I've made, all of these decisions have been made according to principles, and I very much enjoy that. And so as we act when the time is right, it gives us the ability to be positive, which means that we bring out the best in people and situations. That no matter what's happening, that we get to look at it with a good outlook. And lots of us have good stuff happening this week. Lots of us also have bad stuff happening this week. And the only thing that that separates the people who surf the waves of change and the people who get bowled over by the waves of change is the way that we use the information and the way that we feel about what is happening. Tony Robbins had a really good framework that he talked about early on in his career, and he said the first thing that happens is that something happens, and then we decide what it means, and then once we decide what it means, then we decide how we're going to feel about it, or after we make the decision about what it means, then we feel a certain way about it. And so ultimately, life is about this search for meaning, and when we realize that life itself is happening for our benefit, even when there are painful things in life, and boy, let me tell you, every single one of us has experienced painful things in life, then it allows us to maintain a positive disposition even in the face of just very painful life change. This positivity permits us to be capable, which is the next card here, which I don't know if it loaded up for you guys or not. But anyway, the card is capable, if it will ever load up. There it is. To say, and because we're positive, because we believe that we can, then we have the skills to achieve our goals. If we believe we can or believe we can't, we are correct. And so so we choose to believe that we can. We choose to believe that we have what it takes, and that if we don't know how to do something, that it's learnable, and that we are smart enough and dedicated enough to learn it. And that capability gives us some courage, allows us to be courageous, to act with unwavering faith, and ultimately to achieve the things that are most important to us. To act no matter what's happening, whenever there's some adversity in our world, to act nonetheless, and to help help ourselves and help the people around us to be able to operate from that sense of I can versus that sense of I can't. And ultimately, all of these things combine to make us empowering, to influence people in a way that uplifts and inspires them, and to have that power inside of ourselves, to embody it inside of ourselves, and also to help other people embody it inside of them. Because all of us need strength sometimes. All of us need help from our friends. All of us need all of us need a little shift in perspective sometimes. And the more people that we have around us who positively influence us, the more chances we have that somebody's words or somebody's actions are going to be able to hit us at just the right time. We need more than one inspiring person in our life. We need every person in our life to be in some way inspiring to us. And that's why it's so important for us to be empowering to other people, and to and ultimately to to be empowered ourselves. Because as we do that, we never know what little thing is going to hit somebody a certain way. I remember that when I was, that maybe 10, 15 years ago, there was this platform that was worth being on called Quora. It's not really worth being on anymore, but it was basically like a question and answer platform. And, people would ask questions and other people would answer those questions. And I remember that I had made lots and lots of very well thought out answers to questions on Quora that got maybe about 10 to 15 views. And then one day, one of the answers that I made on Quora, it went viral on the platform, and it just, I mean, it went from, like I was getting between 15, 20 to maybe 100 views on my answers. This particular answer, which was just like a little throwaway, just a little anecdote from my life, it got 700,000 views and like 100,000 comments on this piece of this thing that I put out there on the internet, like the first time that I had ever gone viral on the internet. Um, and it was so fascinating because to me it was just like a little throwaway thing. It was just a it was just a little anecdote from my life that I thought was insightful, and so I shared it on the internet, and clearly it resonated with a whole lot of people because about 700,000 people saw it and 100,000 people commented on it, and um, and I realized, like, I thought about it. I looked at that piece of content versus all the other stuff that I had written, and I asked myself, like, what was it that made that one different? It wasn't that I had put more effort into it, because I hadn't. It wasn't that it was any more insightful than any of the other stuff. It certainly wasn't more well thought out. It was just something that, it was just an answer to a question. And I realized at that point that sometimes the words that we say and the actions that we do, all of these things can have a very profound effect, and we don't know how it's going to hit other people. Just because we think something is profound doesn't mean it's profound to others. On the flip side of this, I think I mentioned this anecdote quite recently, was that I read an article where the person who wrote the article was obviously trying hard to sound smart. And I'll bet that they thought that they were an amazing person. I'll bet that they thought their article was the best thing since sliced bread. But their article had pretty universally negative reception, including from me, because it was very obvious that they weren't trying to communicate so much as they were trying to, like, show the world how intelligent they were. Well, the world doesn't care how smart you are. The world cares what you can provide to them, and ultimately, as we empower other people, we are providing something for them. All of this stuff leads up to the most common card that I pull on Friday, which is that we are awesome. And so let us recognize our inherent value and worth. The fact that we are here on this world right now means that there is something for us to do, and that there is some way for us to be, and there is some way in which we can help other people learn and grow and develop, and that there is more to what we have. And even as we transition away from having this mortal flesh, I firmly believe that our consciousness continues to exist. That we were conscious before we came here. I believe we're conscious after we leave here as well, and that allows us, just having that knowledge allows us to live in a more empowered way, because we recognize that we are here, and that while we are here, our job is to recognize that we are inherently worthy and valuable of being here. And since we're inherently worthy and valuable of being here, and since life itself is about the journey of life, let's make it a good one. And let's make sure that we are, make sure that we are not wasting any of it by, being down on ourselves, down on other people, or down on life itself. Let's be empowering to other people, and let's do that by, let's do that by showing them that we are courageous people, by living in accordance with our capabilities, by maintaining a positive outlook on life, and by being patient with the process and recognizing that things come when they come, and that oftentimes, when we're trying to rush something, that it is the state of attempting to rush it that gives us all that discontent in the first place. All right, my beautiful friends, I will talk to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the awesome Saturday service. And if you happen to be around for that, otherwise, I'll talk to you on Monday at 9 a.m. We'll come up with more of these cards. I want to say another special thanks to Pepper. She's not feeling super great right now, but a very special thanks to Pepper for coming up with all these cards, for uploading them for me, and generally making the wake-up call easier to do. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I think that you're amazing. And I will talk to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. and then also on Monday at 9 a.m., where we will have even more of this conversation. So, yeah, again, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. I care about you. And I will speak to you tomorrow at 11. Until then, aloha from paradise.
you